Brickheads, I don't want to say I told you so, but heroic power lands in Odyssey. A heroic adventure awaits! Craft unique hero weapons and ability equipment at the buildable hero station to carve your own superpowered path! And here is a full list as of October 13th, the date of me recording this, of all of the update notes coming to Odyssey. We can build the hero station to craft unique hero weapons and equipment. We get ultimate abilities. Higher quality hero weapons include the ultimate ability granting a second powerful attack. New movement option. Drop a trap when dodging or double jumping. These can be obtained by crafting and equipping new hero equipment items. Hunger no longer. Hunger has been removed as an effect. Food items will now offer new buffs. That's very, very interesting. Big change right there. And then we get the potion Cauldron Station, which is replacing a lot of the beverages and drinks that you could eat and craft within the game. We're now getting potions. For health boosts, gravity defying flights, and other magical effects, build a potion Cauldron Station and begin brewing powerful potions. And then we get a new enemy to beware of the Shattered Souls. Very, very interesting. Of course, this is all part of the Fortnitemares October update. So we get the superpowers, we get all the new abilities, the new updates to the HUD, the health system, the hunger system, all that was packaged into one. And of course, it wouldn't be right if they didn't flood the shop full of a bunch of new skins and characters to unlock. So we have all these Nightmare Before Christmas characters, the Pumpkin King, Sally. We get a new Lego set to build, which, by the way, you guys need to make these cheaper. 2,000 V-Bucks for a bungalow to build within my Lego Fortnite world is just absurd. That's 20 fucking US dollars. $20 to build virtual Lego sets. Virtual Lego sets. Christ almighty. But anyway, Scooby-Doo. I mean, come on. You can't go wrong with Shag and Scoob, man. You can't go wrong. The hoagie hitter? The hoagie hitter? Mwah. Icing on the cake. And we get the green ghost glider. So if you guys have seen any of the kind of Halloween-themed Scooby-Doo specials, then you guys will recognize a lot of this stuff. We get a Doja Cat bundle, which I'm just going to completely skip past. Just get that out of my face, please. We get Ghostface, which unfortunately does not get a Lego character. How the hell you bring Ghostface from Scream in here and we don't get a Lego version of him? What is going on here? That'd be the easiest character to translate into a Lego form. I'm sure it's some bullshit legislation, licensing reasons and stuff like that. But hey, I don't care. I don't care. Shadow Midas, Skeletara, Big Mouth, Brainiac. All these really cool, freaky Oktoberfest themed kind of characters that we now have in the shop. Pineapple Pete. Come on, bro. You can't go fucking wrong with Pineapple Pete. But without further ado, we're going to jump into my sandbox world here. We're going to go over all the new superpowers. You guys will see them in their full effect. I'll show you guys exactly how to go about crafting the station and unlocking and upgrading the powers and abilities. And then we'll go over a couple of the other quick changes and updates that they brought to the game. All right, so we spawned in here, and when you first spawn in for the first time after the update, you will get a little pop-up on the screen. Unfortunately, I don't have that any longer, as I've already kind of been here since the update. But it's just going to tell you about the new hero crafting station, which is like a crafting table that you will build to actually build your hero weapons. And then it's going to tell you about the new mastery section, which is in your kind of inventory pause menu here. If you go over to the mastery right here, you're going to see Rift Ripper, Shadow Caller, and the Hunter. These are your 3 hero classes from Expeditions. They carry right over into here. And this menu is where you're going to come when you want to upgrade the different weapons and abilities that you've already crafted at the crafting table. So that's how that works. You craft them at the crafting table, and then you upgrade them within your pause menu. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the hero station. So you're just going to press B and you go over to your utility menu, and you'll now be able to craft the hero station. So once you do that, this is where you're going to go actually craft the weapons that the heroes wield. These weapons are what give you the quote-unquote superpowers. And of course, you get the same 3 classes from Expeditions. You have the Hunter class, the Shadow Caller class, and then the Rift Ripper class. Just a FYI for you guys, by the way, save yourself the trouble and the resources, and don't craft the Hunter class. It sucks. It really just is boring, and it sucks. The other 2 are so much cooler. But hey, that's just my opinion. I always go for the Shadow Caller. I like the Dark Fist here. That's the ultimate version of the weapon. So you can see they all have different names, but they're just the same weapon with different rarities. So you have the uncommon version all the way up to the epic version. So let's go ahead, we'll craft our first hero weapon, the Dark Fist. This is the ultimate version of the Shadow Caller's weapon. And once you do so, it will go over into your inventory slot. You can see I already have one equipped down here, so we'll just go ahead and use that. And this is our first kind of hero ability. Let's check out and see what it does. All right, so you just equip the weapon. It's a double-handed weapon, so you won't be able to hold anything in your offhand. But let's just click the trigger here and fire away. And we can see we got some red balls of fucking death to throw around and deal some damage with. So this carries over straight from Expeditions. You guys recognize this ability, and it gets a lot cooler because if we press LT, which doesn't work right now because I need to deal some damage to people first and charge up the meter, I just remembered. So let's kill this chicken real quick. And you guys can see that little meter that is filling up as I'm dealing this damage here. And for some reason, it's continuing to do so after the chicken's dead. But hey, I'm not complaining. The meter's full. And now that we have those little glowing rainbow meters next to our reticle, we can go ahead and do this. So this is the ultimate ability that you unleash. And as you can see, I'm flying around right now. That is not because I'm in sandbox mode. That is actually part of the ability. So once you start shooting this thing, you just get up in the air and start floating around, flying around. So again, really, really, really cool and really useful ability, especially against a lot of the more powerful enemies. Once you get into the storm and stuff like that, you're going to be able to want to deal some splash damage. This is probably the best one in my opinion. And just to demonstrate to you guys, now that we have this weapon here, we can go over to our mastery section, Rift Ripper. Sorry, not Rift Ripper. We go to Shadow Caller, and this is where we'd be able to upgrade. So once we unlock the uncommon version, then you'll be able to craft, or unlock rather, the recipe to craft the rare version. And then you build the rare version at the crafting table, and then you come back to this menu and you build the recipe to go ahead and craft the epic versions. That's how it's going to work. You go to the crafting station, the hero station, to build the weapon, and then you come here, you can unlock the recipe for the next rarity. You take that back to the hero station, and then you keep upgrading your weapons that way. You're going to use your essence to upgrade these slots here. So each weapon, once you acquire it, can be upgraded 3 times. And the rare versions here actually get completely new names as you upgrade along for some reason. But then we've also got, not to forget about, the ability equipment that's down here. So we've got the Shade Shifter and the Dusk Dealer. Again, this is just for the Shadow Caller class. Each class is going to get 2 different abilities. And those abilities are going to work the exact same way as the weapons, in the sense that you will go to the hero station to craft them. As you can see, the Omni Trap Trinket, Turbo Trap Dodge Trinket. So they've got different rarities and levels as well to them. And you can craft abilities for each of the 3 classes that are going to give you some really cool kind of like passive traits. So again, we'll start with my favorite. We've got the Deadly Dusk Dealer, the Supreme Shade Shifter. Those are the 2 abilities in their most legendary forms. So those are the 2 that we're going to craft. And once we take them over to our inventory, you guys will see that we equip them just by pressing X, and it'll go right into our passive equipment slot next to the glider. So Deadly Dusk Dealer is just kind of a buff that is just going to make our kind of superpower right here a lot more powerful. We can use it for a lot longer before it burns out, and it's just going to deal more damage, kind of be buffed. But if we switch over to the other passive ability and we throw this guy in there, this one is really cool because now instead of a dodge roll when we press Y or triangle, we're going to get this cool little phase shifter shadow maneuverability thing that we can also do when we jump in the air. And it's just a really cool way to maneuver. You're trying to avoid that Storm King and all those hordes that are coming at you. This is way more effective than the dodge roll. So now you guys have seen my favorite ones. We'll go ahead and craft the rest of the weapons for the other 2 classes so you guys can see those quick, how they work. And we'll check out some of the abilities as well. So Flawless Fractal Force. We got the Warp Ruler. And then for the Hunter, even though I said it sucks, we'll go ahead and check it out anyway. The Omni Trap Trinket. This one's pretty cool. You drop those little, those like mines, those trap mines on the floor when you roll, which is cool. But again, I just think the abilities are kind of lackluster and a little lame compared to the other 2 classes. Let's just drop a few things out the inventory here and make way for our new hero ability. So let's get out the way and let's check out what we have here. So we'll start with the Hunter class and check it out, the Omni Trap or the Turbo Trap. So the Omni Trap, drop all traps at once to create a massive, powerful trap. Use all the traps. All the traps. Okay, I fucking get it. All the traps. So we roll, and we drop a single trap. What happened to all the fucking traps? You guys emphasized that like 8 times, and I'm dropping 1 trap. I don't quite understand the logic there. But hey, so that's that ability. You roll around, you leave a trap. Woo freaking do. Now this one is the Turbo Trap Trinket. And it's the same thing. I guess you could leave way more of them with this one, it seems like. I don't even really know. Don't use the hunter class. It sucks, unfortunately. It would be nice if we had 3 kind of really sick, badass abilities, but seems like we only kind of have 2. But now for the Rift Ripper, we have the Flawless Fractal Force. What does this do? So this is going to maybe buff our abilities. I should have probably read it before I clicked out of the screen. Supercharge your Rift Ripper attacks. Yeah, so that's just a buff similar to the other ability for the Shadow Caller. And then you've got Warp Ruler, which again replaces our dodge roll with a freaking teleportation phase ability, which takes you really far, especially if you're sprinting. If you sprint and then do it, I mean, Jesus Christ, you move. So nice way to move along the map, and again, avoid hordes of enemies that are trying to kill you. And then we've got the weapons for the other 2 classes as well. So here's the Hunter's kind of batarang kind of thing that he throws. Again, it's cool. I guess it deals a ton of damage, I'm sure, when you hit your target, but it does not have a very far range at all. And it's just kind of lame. It's really just lame compared to the other ones. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, you're wielding these things, you feel like a superhero. You're wielding these things even. This one, which is the other one, the Rift Ripper. Well, look at that. I feel like a freaking Captain Marvel right now, which is ironic because I'm wearing a Batman suit. But hey, we're running with it anyway. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, the other 2 abilities are just so much cooler, so much more effective, and they just look like they deal a lot more damage. So I would stick with the Shadow Caller, the Rift Ripper class. Hunter class, I think, needs some work, needs some love. But that's not all we got for Fortnitemares, folks. If you guys haven't noticed throughout the entirety of this gameplay so far, the health bar is no longer on the top left of the screen. That's right, folks. I know. Cheeky little change they made there that you might not notice. But now we actually get a number on the screen displaying how much health we have, as well as it being now on the bottom left. So it just feels a bit more like the Expeditions game mode, the Battle Royale, whereas, you know, this was the only game mode before that had your health all the way on the top of the screen. So we were used to it that way, but now it matches everything else. And look at that. We just ran into a jack-o'-lantern, which is another one of the updates. So if you find pumpkins in your world at nighttime, they will light up like jack-o'-lanterns. If you plant them in your village, unfortunately, they will not. You got to find them out in the wild. But they will light up and glow just like this. And then, of course, to go along with all your new hero abilities, we get some new quests in the journal as well. So now, not only do we have the Potent Potion Production, which instructs us to build our first Potion Cauldron Station, which replaces a lot of the drinks and stuff like that I was telling you guys before. But we also get the Hero Arrives quest. Just go ahead and tells us to craft the abilities, unlock the different abilities, and check them out. And I believe in this kind of house over here, I have one of those potion stations. Yep, right here, Potions Cauldron. And this is where you can craft health potions, slurp potions, sturdy potion, skillful potion, hasty potion, clomb home potion, stormfruit potion. So the clomb home potion is new. This is basically you just drink it and you go right home to bed. It takes you right home to your bed no matter where you're at. Pop it and you're safe, you're out. The slurp potion is really cool. You drink this and you get 3 health per second for 15 minutes. It lasts a long time. So if you're going into battle, you're jumping in that storm, pop a slurp potion, you got 15 minutes of health regeneration. And then you got the jumbo health potion and the small one. The small one gives you, I think like 60 health or 150 health rather. And then the rare one will give you 450. I think this basically just heals your full health bar. But yeah, that's basically it for all of the major updates and changes. There are a few small changes to some of the food items and the different buffs and abilities that they might give you, but I'm not going to spend too much time harping on those small details. You guys really are just here to check out the superpowers and the real meat and potatoes of this new update. And one more really cool change that they did bring to the game that I'll show a clip of right here is zombie hordes are now kind of roaming around the world. I'm not sure how easy or hard they are to find, but you guys can see here in this clip, they deal quite a bit of damage to you and they come at you pretty quick. There's a lot of them that come and swarm you at once, and it is recommended that you only take them on if you've got some decent superpower abilities going on, or else you're going to be shooting arrows at them with a crossbow one by one, and they're just going to swarm you way quicker than you can shoot that thing. You're gonna be dead. So that looks like a lot of fun. Maybe in the next video we'll hunt down a zombie horde and take them on. Thank you guys so much for watching LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. We finally got our fucking superpowers. Let's fucking go. If you guys want to see me play Expeditions for the first time and really do like a full in-depth dive on the superpowers there and where they originally came from, click this little box right here. You can click that and it'll take you to a new video, you know, and you can keep watching me, and my channel will do better because of that. So I just fucking click it, please.